Right. Welcome, welcome. Great to see you guys. Sebastian, David, Robert.
Yep.
Happy
Bob Nunn's
Monday.
back in the house.
Come on. Love this. I hope that if you guys are joining more frequently or watching replays more frequently, that you are implementing what we're learning. We've had a great string of training sessions so far. I'm just going to highlight that as we get started because these sessions are focused on solving specific needs using the Agent CRM platform. While you guys are letting me get set up here, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. What is your main product? And how long have you been with Agent CRM? We'd love to get a pulse on our audience today. What is your main product and how long have you been with us? So yeah, check this out on the YouTube. Most of the people who watch this, it is the replay. So find a topic that solves a specific problem or question mark. It might be something like, hey, retention. I need to solve retention in my business, or creating holiday campaigns. That's a very timely video right now, December 16th. You still got time to send those holiday campaigns, but also a video like this, what we're going to cover today is branding bundles. So it might not be a problem in your business like retention. It might be a problem in your business like, how do I use Agent CRM?
Yeah.
And we're going to explain what's included, some of the features, how to connect them, and how they work together to help leads move through your system from lead generation all the way to retention at the end. So we're going to kind of step a little bit back today in this session and see big picture. But let's see, I got one comment here so far. That's Alex's note taker.
Yeah. I'd love to, before we dive into the branding bundles, just to kind of give an overview of what you're going to learn as you go through our YouTube channel and as you explore our content. You're going to learn about who we are as a company. And one of the biggest things that we envision is giving you guys all the tech that you need and giving it to you in such a way where it seamlessly integrates into your day-to-day operations. There is a part where you have to learn the CRM. That is a big piece of being able to effectively use a tool. It's kind of like, this is a silly example, but I'm going to go with it, Will. I got a pocket knife as a gift for attending, for being a groomsman in a local wedding. And he gave me this, it's a really cool pocket knife, like, all the fun doodads that us guys love, right? And I'm showing my daughter this pocket knife and I whip out the cool blade in the back. And for the life of me, I cannot get the thing back in. Like it will not go back down. I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Yeah. I'm like looking at this thing and there's a little switch there where you like push it and then it releases the blade and it goes back. Silly example of me not knowing how to use a tool, but if I just gave up and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I can't figure this thing out. I'm going to toss it in the trash. Like, I would have missed out on being able to use this pocket knife for a lot of really cool things in the future. That's how a lot of people look at a CRM is they run across something, they get stuck on one minor itsy bitsy detail, and they don't either A, ask for help, or B, do a tiny bit of tinkering to figure it out, and they just walk away from it. And then they miss out on all the tools and features that the CRM or the tech tool has. So for those of you that are watching and you're like, man, there's a lot going on with the CRM. There's a lot of different things that I can do with it. Focus on the core pieces that are going to help your business right now. And if you reach a point where you feel stuck, don't quit. Ask for help. We're here to help you out. So,
Yeah, and speaking of quick wins, the quick win strategies is a great video. If you're like, I am in that place of feeling overwhelmed, I need to start getting some value, but I can't distract myself too much. Open enrollment season, for example, you've got so much bandwidth available for learning a new piece of tech. So maybe go easy on yourself and manage what are the expectations you have around succeeding, how quickly you can get in. There is a learning curve, period. So maybe if you are feeling overwhelmed and drowning, you feel like you're in over your head, it's okay. Breathe.
We got you.
We got you. I want to show something here. This is actually from our hiring page. Whenever we open up hiring, we want to show people who we are. I just brought this up mainly because I want to share with our audience, our insurance agents, who are we? Our goal is to be the leading provider of technology solutions for ambitious insurance agents. That's you guys. Across the United States, through the integration of automation and AI, we aim to empower agents, enhancing their businesses and fostering prosperity. I am so thrilled to have this vision, this dream that our agents, if you are on Agent CRM, that you would be more successful proportionally than an agent who is not on the system in our world. So our vision, we want a future where technology is seamlessly accessible to insurance agents, making it easier than ever before. Things like the customizer, we're going to share that, enabling them to thrive in their endeavors. We want to offer one, streamlined systems. That's the branding bundles we'll cover today. Comprehensive education. We hope this is comprehensive for you guys today. And 3, unparalleled support. That's amazing people like Astrid, Alyssa, shout out to our team. And we're always taking it to the next level. We strive to elevate the industry one agent at a time. That's for Robert, Eddie, Sebastian, anyone else who's watching. Our goal is to help you make more success in your business. Last thing I'll mention, and we'll dive right in here. If you guys want to give us feedback, what is working, what is not, in those 3 areas, support, technology, and education, we're asking a lot of questions around those 3 pillars because we want to help you be more successful. And providing the tool alone is not enough. We recognize that. So that being said, appreciate your input, your feedback on the surveys. We're going to build a better CRM for 2025. That's the goal. Without belaboring the point, let's dive in here. Agent CRM, let's talk about the click and play assets, and then we'll dive into one of them specifically. Alex, what is a click and play asset as we get started here?
Click and play asset is defined as something that you can simply click on for import now, and it drops everything into your account. The idea is to give you everything that you need for your marketing around that specific insurance product. So when it comes to tech, the whole reason why we built Agent CRM is because there is a lot of great technology out there, but none of it was built for insurance agents. And insurance is such a broad term. Like the way that you the way that you market Medicare, and the way that you market final expense, and the way that you market things like auto insurance are very different, even though they're all under insurance. So, we had to look at each specific insurance product and say, how are we going to build marketing assets for each one specifically, so that when an agent signs up and they're saying, okay, I need help growing my Medicare business, they have a click and play asset for that. What we're going to focus on today is a branding bundle for P&C. This is property and casualty, home and auto, your personal insurance. So we're rolling that out. And then what we're going to do when we look at the branding bundle for personal insurance, we're going to start off by going over the workflows that we have set out for you. And then we'll show you how we help you visually see the health of your business inside the workflows. And we'll review some of the other marketing assets we've created with the website that we built and the email templates. And we're going to tie it all together. Remember, we said we want to make this easy. We're going to tie it all together using the customizer, which allows you to edit all of these things by simply filling in a form. You don't have to learn code. You don't have to know websites, and you don't have to edit all these emails. You just have to fill in the customizer and get rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and I'll start. 2 things I want to say. First of all, we are built on the Go High Level platform. That was a game changer for us several years ago. And what we're talking about here, to translate that for people who are familiar with that software, is the term snapshot. It's like a preset of assets. And I'm going to be honest, previously, Agent CRM, it was more about the features of high level. That's really what we resold, we repackaged with the language of insurance. But as we've completely reinvented ourselves, really, the customizer and the branding bundles, which are our templates, our proprietary content, if you will, our goal is to provide not just great technology, but package it and present it and make it in such a way that this is the best CRM for insurance agents out there. That's our goal. And we're super pleased with all the hard work of our team. I'm going to give more shout outs, Shiraz and Mo Shah, also for the customizer and bundle partnerships. But let's dive in here. And last asterisk, we're talking about P&C, home and auto. However, many of you, I'm sure, are not P&C agents. Still follow along, because the exact same structure of every single asset, like new lead campaigns, renewal campaigns, if that's relevant, it's going to be in there. So just translate, and some of you already have a bundle. So let's dive in here together. And Alex, I want to start with the website, because let's actually go through a lead's journey through the system. And the lead has to come into your system somehow. We've done a whole session on Facebook ads, on Marketing Plus, on ads campaigns. So let's just put that on the side and assume you've got a lead campaign potentially. But one of the assets that's included is a funnel or a website. Funnel, website, landing page, same thing. It's just a publicly accessible website where people can find out more about your business. All right. Now, this doesn't have any logos, so it's not going to be the best to start with. This is the raw template. This is like what you get if nothing's done. But I'm gonna step back for a second. Let's just go to the customizer. Usually we tell people to do the customizer first. It's really cool when there's a pre-logo and then I switch it out. But let's just put in here, who do you want to be? Let's do Hurley's Insurance. I'm just going to fill in some essential ones that I know are going to make the customizer look cool. But essentially in one place, you update your information and every single asset is instantly modified. Let's put in Hugo. Swell dude. Blah, 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 blah. Choose file. One of these days I'll clean up my desktop. I feel like it's like giving you a look into my bedroom with dirty socks and underwear laying all over the floor. It's not true, but that's what it feels like when I show you my screen sometimes. Let's do national 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. We're going to punch that in. Hit next. Brand color. Some of you already know your colors. You've got a great organizing system. You know your hex colors or your RGBA. There's a code that corresponds with your color. And if you don't know what that is, we've got a little link here for you. You're going to choose your logo or someone else's logo where you're like, oh, I like those colors. Let's just go here. Get out of my way screen. Find it. Sec. Go. So I'm going to choose my logo and it's going to show me all of the colors that are present or close colors. So I'm going to copy that. And then the brighter color is going to go in the CTA, call to action. You want to draw attention to an area. And then you're going to find another color there that's kind of close enough. Usually a darker color works well. So I've done this enough. The 341 works great. Punch that in. We're going to choose the file. Hurley's Insurance. We're going to upload it. That's enough. Again, I'm just doing the main things to kind of showcase. If you have Facebook, let's just do Facebook and Instagram. Spelled it wrong, doesn't matter. Just remember, stick that in your mind. Facebook and Instagram is what I filled in. Joe, good stuff. Frank, thanks. Paul, amazing. All right, so I've punched in my best testimonials. Some of you, I like to take little moments to stop and leave action steps. Some of you, a great action step for growing your business is actually going and asking some of your happiest clients, can you give me 2 sentences? What was it like to work with me? Whether it's the results that they got or often the emotional impact. Like, hey, how did it make you feel to have your problem solved? Building a Story Brand, Donald Miller, great book if you're looking to grow your language around how to promote yourself. What do you need to communicate? Let's just go 418, 15. So that's enough for now. Last step you're going to do is you're going to find your agent CRM calendar link. If you've been with us for a while, if you've gotten the training, every bundle comes paired with a calendar. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to calendar. And if you're new, you only probably have one calendar, maybe two. It's going to say something like speak with your blank agent, speak with your Medicare agent, speak with your IUL. Because this is client facing, we say speak with your personal insurance. You're going to go through the steps of adding yourself. You're going to activate. I'll mention where the deeper training is. I'm trying to stay a little bit more high level in this. So we copied the link for our calendar, and we're going to go back to the customizer. And then we're going to put it in here, property and casualty, submit. All right. That's good. And definitely throw questions in the chat along the way. Some of you, this is repeat already. So I'm going to skip back to the site here. Personal insurance, remember this page here? There's no logos, there's no colors, there's no social media icons. I'm going to hit refresh. And Alex, if you could wave your fingers for me, magic trick here. Magic fingers, magic fingers.
Boom.
There we go. Thanks for playing along. So there's my logo now, and you can see Facebook and Instagram. Those were the only two that I filled in, and check it out. There are the new social media links. Joe, good stuff. 418 clients taken care of. There's my bio about me. Hugo is a swell dude. There's his NPN 48, 15, 16, 23, 42. And everything has now aligned. Now, this would look a lot better if you had 2 or 3 sentences, probably 3 max. We've kind of seen what looks good here. But this is a entry point for the leads. This is something that you can put on a business card. You can connect a domain to it and say, hey, people, like, check it out. I'm an insurance agent. I'm professional. Look how sweet my website is. And they're going to come and find out more about, in this case, personal insurance. There's a couple pages that are included. Let's check the contact page here. If you want to have a calendar, you connect a calendar to this page. Anything you want to say about this before we kind of take it into the actual assets? The goal is, let's capture a lead. Remember, it's Facebook live lead or website lead comes in to your campaign.
So the biggest thing here to look at is making sure that the language on this website matches your personal brand. So actually, I went in and I modified quite a bit of this copy specifically for personal and based on my knowledge of personal insurance and how the process goes. So, what I want you to do as an agent who is looking to get this rocking and rolling, one, fill in the customizer. You saw Will start to fill in some of the broader points. Fill in every single form field on there. So, because if the more thorough you get it, then you'll see as we go through the website and email, then the more flushed out your website's going to be. And it'll be, a little bit more professional looking when you go all the way. And it's only going to take you about 15 minutes. So you're good. Yeah. The other thing is, when you're looking at this site, we are driving people to schedule a consultation with you. And so that's important because when you create ads and when you send emails, you want the call to action for your ad or your email to match the call to action to the asset you're sending them to. So, because we don't want to start saying, hey, grab a time with me here. And then they go to your webpage and you're using a different call to action, because then they're going to get confused. You want to make sure that you're holding them by the hand on the exact journey that you want them to go down. And so, so then this one, we put request consultation. Now, a couple other things that you'll want to review as you go through this is you'll want to make sure that the aspect ratio of your images looks good. We had a person when we just started signing up, they were uploading images and they weren't checking it until, they had already run an ad, make sure you just give a quick once over. Look at it on your computer, look at it on your phone. And then last but not least, we have added in the terms of use and the privacy policy that you need for your ads. And so if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to run my ad, but what about my terms? What about my privacy policy? We got it all set up and dialed in for you. So you can run traffic, you can run ads and send traffic to this page. And this not just applies for property and casualty, this applies for all the bundles that we have. We have the terms and privacy for all of them, and they are all designed and set up for requesting a consultation.
Yeah. So every page comes with terms and conditions and privacy policy. Now this will update with your email and website and phone. All this stuff will pre-populate. So you just need to get the link and connect it, and that's all. There's no editing required. The other thing the websites come with is a document upload section. Now this template was originally based on the need for ACA and Medicare. So if let's just punch in, you can see client information sheet, social security cards, green cards. Obviously you won't need that for all insurance types, but know that coming with every bundle, there is an opportunity to send people a link to your website where they can give you the documents that you might need, and it will write it to their contact profile. So you can reference that later. You've got everything stored really neat. No more Google Drive or folders on your computer. You're just going to have them go to this page. That's something that's included. Let's go back to the homepage. And then what we're going to do is go into the system and show you a leads journey through your world. So let's actually fill one in here. The new versions, this might be out now or it was just released or shortly. My team has made a change to the primary page where now there's this here. So let's just say Frank Smith. Okay, and we're going to go demo email, and I need home insurance. So imagine someone just filled in, Frank Smith just filled in his contact information, and he says, yep, I will give you permission to send me information. This is A2P compliance, application to person sending. Essentially, if you use a computer to send a text message, you need to gather consent like this to be compliant. So Frank has just expressed interest. He's raised his hand and said, hey, Hurley, give me more information. He's going to submit. And because I have not filled in the calendar, it actually redirected to the calendar. That's why there's a 404. But what's going to happen? Frank's lead information was captured. And if he is high enough intent, he will self-book an appointment. If he is not quite ready to book an appointment, we've already got his contact details. So let's go in here, and if everything worked correctly, check it out. There is a new contact in my system. Awesome. So what now? He filled in a form, that's great, but what next? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the next inclusion or the next feature of the Branning bundles. And let's see, P&C insurance assets, lead gen. Now, every single bundle is going to include a variety of assets. Some of them you will not need. Some of them are essential. The first one I want to identify, P&C leads from ads, vendor, or site. That's the new name for it, but it's 1.0. White. We keep everything beautifully organized so that whatever product you're selling, if some of you are Medicare, you already know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been using some of these features. So it looks a little bit more complicated because we had to include the funnel form. So that was where I just entered in. Remember, Frank filled in his details. But what happens now, this needs to be adjusted. So if you have a Facebook form, change the Facebook form. You're going to go in and pages, what page are you connected to? You're going to publish it and then save. But what would happen? So Frank came in through this trigger. And then he comes in, and I'm in a snapshot account, Alex. So I probably should have used the other demo account. But all of a sudden, Frank filled in the info, and then I get a pop-up on my phone. It says, hey, you got a new lead for PNC. Check it out. I also get a text because I don't read my emails. My email is even worse than my desktop. So I get also a text automatically from the system. That speed to lead we want right away. I need to know Frank just filled in my form. It's going to tag him PNC, so I know that this is a new client, a new lead in this category. I might also be doing annuities, so I need to keep them organized, and the system will do that for me. And then if he said, let's see here, what is your primary need? If someone is coming to auto or home, then it's going to automatically filter them into the correct campaign. Now, of course, you're going to do cross sells, you're going to bundle, you're going to do all sorts of things, but we've intelligently designed each different product bundle to have language that helps to nurture and correspond. So first campaign that comes in 1.0, that's just to do some administration, to tidy up records. And this is where the fun starts in the next campaign here. New lead campaign. So Alex, talk to us. Let's do the auto one.
Yeah, yep. We got two new lead campaigns. So because even in personal insurance, there's two different routes people are going. So for the auto insurance, we're speaking specifically to the fact that they reached out for an auto insurance quote. And so the messages have auto insurance in there. We're speaking directly to what the information you need, right? Because if you're doing an auto insurance quote, you need the make, model, all that fun stuff. But if they're on your personal insurance page and they're asking for home insurance, you need their address and completely different information. So we had to separate it out. So in this new lead campaign, we got emails and text messages that are designed to get them on the phone and get you the information that you need so that you can then have a quote prepared and ready to go for their call. So now the customizer cleans all this stuff up, right? So you saw like what it looks like in the editor, and then boom, look how beautiful that is. So this is what the preview will look like when he gets the email. It's branded to you. It addresses him personally. This is great. So this is a very well-written email and text campaign designed to get your new lead to self-book on your calendar so that you know, hey, Frank's going to talk to me tomorrow at 2 p.m. and here's the information about his car. I'll be ready to go.
Yeah. It's all going to automatically know what calendar to send them in based on the customizer. Remember, we punched in that calendar link and it tells the system right here, this is called a custom field, or sorry, custom values. And it will just know from one place you update it and every other place in the system that has this code, it will automatically fill that in. So as long as you have the customizer and you filled in the right field, there's going to be a whole sequence. Remember, I've captured the information, but he needs to book an appointment still. He hasn't booked an appointment, so we're going to automatically nurture and try to move him to action.
Yep. And then once he books the appointment, he gets taken out of the new lead campaign. So you don't have to worry like, oh, shoot, he booked an appointment. I better go in and make sure he doesn't get any more emails pushing him. No, we've already done that for you. We've automated that piece so that you can just hit the calls on your calendar, do the revenue generating activity, and the system is moving your prospects down the customer journey without you having to do any sort of handholding on the system.
Yeah. I'm going to step away from the automations for a second because I want to show you how these tools are intertwined. The opportunities tab is where you're going to find opportunities or pipelines. Those words, kind of the same thing, opportunities, pipelines. Every branding bundle will include a new lead and an onboarding stage. So same thing if you're doing Medicare, you get the point. PNC new lead or IUL new lead. Frank came in through this website. He filled in this form and it would create automatically a new card under new lead. And once he moves into the nurturing sequence, those emails that we just showed, hey, get on my calendar, free consultation, no charge for the service. Let's review your options. So right now, Frank is getting those types of messages, and I can see Frank is being nurtured by the system. But as Alex mentioned, we want to see what is the next step. And Frank saw those emails, and Frank self-booked an appointment. Mm-hmm. So he clicked on the email link, he went through the calendar, he chose a date and time that worked for him. Automatically, his card is going to move to the next stage, appointment set. So I, as a business owner, or Hurley's Insurance in this example, Hurley's coming in and he's seeing all the different stages that people are at in their relationship. Maybe he starts his day by just checking 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He just looks at the pipeline to get a pulse on his business. Maybe he needs to actually do some more cold calling because he has no one in appointment set. That's a good way to kind of see what action should I take by understanding what stages are people in. So Frank just clicked the appointment link in the email. Talk to us, Alex, about the next stage here.
Yeah, so once the appointment is scheduled, then we send them over 3 texts to get them to actually show up, because getting them to self-book is like step 1, but then they actually got to show up. So we have 3 text messages. 1 we send out immediately after. And here we highly recommend jumping in and sending a professional headshot with that first graphic. The second text message goes out 24 hours before the appointment, exactly 24 hours before. And in that one, we recommend including a photo of either you and your family or you enjoying a hobby, something a little bit more lighthearted, a little outside of work. Then for the third and final text message that we send 30 minutes prior to your scheduled appointment, we want you to include a photo of you holding up your phone. This shows them, hey, I'm calling you from this number. I'm getting ready to call you, like this, get ready to pick up the phone. And we only send 3 because if you do too many, they're going to be like, man, this guy is really high pressure. I can only imagine how high pressure he's going to be after we jump on this sales call, right? So only 3, include photos, putting a face to a name helps a ton. Then if they don't show, no problem. Simply slide over your card to the appointment no-show in the pipeline. And that's going to trigger a new workflow that we have that says, hey, so sorry I missed you. Here's a link to schedule a different appointment. And then it moves them from the no-show back into the nurture. So what you do, you slide it over to the no-show, boom, boom. Emails and texts get sent out to the person, and they get slid back over into the nurture so they stay in your list and they continue receiving messages from you.
Yeah, let's hop back for a second to cover that. If they do not take action on the new lead campaign, remember Frank filled in the form. Frank is now getting messages, hey, let's get on a call. Let's do the consultation. There's a lot of messages in that first week because he's hot. He's piping hot. He just raised his hand. We want to move him to action and capture that intent with the 2.0 purple new lead campaign. But if he does not take action himself, that's one case, he's going to move to the long-term nurturing. Or if he has not shown up for the appointment, we still recommend calling these people, doing some manual work, but the 2.5 campaign is a long-term nurturing sequence. And Alex, this one's actually for, it's kind of a client and it's just general, like, hey, let me stay on your radar. Like I'm still here. Here's some helpful information, but it's not as hard of a push anymore. And it's a 1-year sequence, 1 email a month. And the latest version actually loops them back up to the top. So you have essentially till the day you stop using the system or the day you die, whatever, this is going to send 1 email a month just to kind of stay on their radar. There's a lot of stories we've shared in other videos just about missed opportunities because people forgot you were in business. They forgot you knew how to help them with other areas, cross sells, other areas. Maybe they updated their policy with another agent. Whoops, that should have been you. So staying on their radar with the 2.5 campaign. This is a series of assets that every bundle includes here.
Yeah. It's so important just to even send a quick email every now and then. So these emails in the nurturing sequence are value based. They are not conversion based emails. So, we're talking about, what is the right auto insurance policy? We're talking about roadside assistance. We're talking about things to look for in your homeowner's policy. These are all, specifically written for a personal insurance agent. You handle auto and health. Auto and home. And we're just sharing information. And then at the end, it's like, hey, you want to chat about it? Grab a time on my calendar. But the goal of the email is to educate, inform, and nurture. We want them to like you and trust you. That's what these emails are written for.
Yeah. All right. So next stage, and you can see it follows a progression: 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. We've kind of grouped them like 2 and 2.5 are both outbound nurturing communication. 3 and 3.5 both have to do with appointments. So if I go into the appointments, scheduled, reminders, no-shows, if it does not have an asterisk next to it, you actually don't need to change anything. Alex mentioned some text messages that you could add your photo to. It would definitely improve your results, but not required. You don't have to get into the weeds of almost any of these. Our team has told us the setup time for someone who's done it before. So if they're helping you, some of it you could do the whole setup in like 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah. Like the technical, like, hey, let's connect your Facebook form. Hey, let's assign you as a user. Some of the essential pieces, 15 to 30 minutes for some of our team to fast track you on. The biggest part of the learning curve, which we're trying to address in this video, and also in the day of user, let's cover that one. We're kind of showing you what you're getting, the assets, but the day-to-day usage, a user's typical day does a great job of that. So yeah, let's say Frank pulled a no-show. I drag him. We'll go back there. We did drag him actually. So we drag him to no-showed, and then he's going to get an email that says, yo, dude, something must have come up. Sorry to hear that. Like, let's find another time, schedule here. The goal is that the assets we provide are going to take as much off your plate as possible. Don't be lazy. Don't rely on these at the exclusion of hard work, that grind, that hustle that is appropriate for success. But at the same time, when you can show up on Monday morning and your whole week is filled out with appointments that you didn't have to do outbound calls for, that's a special feeling, isn't it, Alex?
Oh yeah, it's a game changer because now you're like, okay, I am like ahead of the curve. I see some revenue generating opportunities in my pipeline. It removes a lot of the stress of the day-to-day grind. And now you can focus on that and then continuing to fill the pipeline. So it's huge.
Let's follow Frank again. Frank, he pulled a no-show. He got the emails and he's like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm going to rebook because I really need this done. So he rebooks and he moves to appointment set. Now, you can actually click and condense these. So let's do that here. Frank is in the appointment set, and I just met with Frank. Frank is super interested, but nothing happened immediately. I had a good sense that something was going to happen. So I'm going to drag him. The appointment was complete, but no action was taken. Now, please, if you're watching this and you're actively using the bundles, keep this in mind. If you sold and closed the deal, then do not drag to complete, drag to sale made. So the three options are appointment complete. They might take action shortly. Abandoned, yeah, not a good fit. Or sale made, boom, like we locked it in. So I think that's enough for this funnel. I'm going to go into the assets, what happens when you drag to those stages, because we want to automate as much as possible. Let's just say appointment complete as the first example, and then we'll just go through the other options for post-sale action. But you'll see here, appointment complete, sale made, and in here, possible sale or abandon. All of the pipeline stages correspond, the colors, the numbers. You can find your way from emails to automations to pipeline stages with the coloring system and numbering. So talk to us about the sale complete.
Yeah. So when you, well, this has been the possible sale. So we want to push them to make a decision here in the orange. The whole idea here is to say, okay, Frank, we talked, we went over pricing. You said you're going to think about it. So here's some information. Here's me tapping you on the shoulder. Orange is red hot. So when you are looking at your pipeline, you're going, okay, who am I going to call today? Call everyone in the oranges that haven't yet made a decision one way or the other.
Yes, that's a great tip.
It's so important to be like, okay, I'm not going to give up on these. I'm not going to call the people that are in my nurturing campaign yet. I'm going to first call my oranges and get my possible sales across the finish line, figure out what is it that's holding them back and close the deal. And that's one of the things that, when I was creating the branding bundle outline, it was like, how can I make it so that an insurance agent logs in and knows exactly who they want to call first thing in the morning? It's the oranges that have not yet been abandoned, and they're just sitting there under possible sale. So that's your orange is like your revenue generating. These are they're almost here kind of a lead. Now when they do, so we've been talking a lot about giving you all the assets right out of the box so that you're ready to go. I want to take a super quick little pivot. Let's talk about 4.0, which is the sale made. We've gotten some questions about this. We got some exciting things, that we built out for this. When the sale is made, this is where, if you have another tool that manages your clients, let's say you're here and you're a captive agent and you're like, okay, I got to get my data out of my sales and marketing platform into my client management system or into my agency management system. This is where you would add in the integration to take the data from Agent CRM and then shoot it off to the other system that you use for client management or agency management. And if you're like, how do I do that? Well, we can help you. You'll probably want to schedule a time with one of our experts, which has a nominal fee, and we'll make sure that we get that all set up for you. If you're like, I can handle this, I'm good. You have all the tools available to you inside the workflow. Most of the time it's via webhook, which is what Will was kind of setting up there. But when it comes to your onboarding, then you want to send that initial message from Agent CRM, but the data can be easily, quickly sent over to another system. Now, the client management is going to handle that. Agent CRM ain't done yet though with that lead. Now we go into what I call the black dots, which is where we upsell. So we're taking your sale and now we're upselling them. And that happens a couple different ways. One, we have referral requests. So we've already got those written out. Those are going to be automatically triggered. Two, we have cross-sell campaigns that we've already written out for you. And then we have a renewal that's already been written out. And so in 11 months from now, they're going to get a note that says, hey, your policy's coming up for renewal. Let's hop on the phone and go over it. Because we want to not only help you make more sales, but we want to help you retain your clients, generate referrals, and even take those clients and sell them additional things.
Yes. So one tip I would make as well, I've left this tip before, but I would suggest going in as part of your learning journey of Agent CRM, part of your learning of the branding bundles, click on the actions inside of the automation and just peek around. Like things like remove new age lead. What is that? Okay, it's removing a tag. Like, just you're not going to fully understand right away what it means or what it does. But when you click, you're going to start to build that language or that frame of reference for what's happening in your system. I want to try to encourage you, like what should you expect of yourself for learning? What do you need? Is more just like you'll probably feel a little bit lost. It's going to function. You don't need to change anything. But my hope is that you're going to kind of just understand a little bit like pipelines. Remember that card, Frank. Frank Smith was in a pipeline. And if you know, okay, that's called a pipeline or opportunity. And this action, what is it doing? Oh, we just sold him and move to 4.1 in pipeline. Oh, there's another pipeline. It's moving him in the pipeline. Oh, I get it. This action is actually what updates the location of that card. The next action, we're going to push them into a cross-sell campaign. So by just clicking around and just kind of feeling it out, you're going to build that understanding. Let's go back to the pipeline. I'm going to show you one more thing at the pipeline, and then we'll return to automations. But this, new lead where we started with, remember, appointment set, Frank was there, then he no-showed because he's a flake, but then he recommitted and he appointment set, and then we sold him. So he bounced around. He finally got to that sale made, and now that he's a client, he's now going to be in 4.1 new client. His card's going to be there, and you can see the progression: referral, then cross-sell, then renewal. So this is another place you can get a bird's eye view of your stages: new client, referral, cross-sell. And the blacks are the ones we're going to talk about now. The very first one that we send out is a referral request. If they are happy and they just had a win with you, that is the best time to take action. I read Alex, actually, in the SaaS book, there's a program that Alex and I are going through, and this book shared an example of how to grow your business through the referrals. And they left this study about how people were watching, what was it? It was about watching like Society. There's a scenario where there's an actor that was struggling with something. And they just played the scenario out on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, and they tallied results. And most often, humanity did not win. Humanity failed this actor. I can't remember the exact example, but people would not help this person. However, they did it again, and it was something to do with a phone booth. They left a quarter at the phone booth. They just left a little quarter there, and it increased people's willingness to help the actor by like 80%. People were more willing to help this person in their crisis when they had just had a win themselves. I'm totally butchering the analogy, but I hope you get the point that when people have just got a win, they're more likely to help you out. So if you got them up right away, we want to capitalize on that positive vibes, good energy, momentum, and we want to send them a referral request right away. And you don't even have to do this. The system knows that they're a client because you dragged them to that column, and after 10 days, we're going to send them an email that says, hey, hope you're doing well. It was such a pleasure to work with you. By the way, if there's anyone that you know that is also looking for help, I'd be happy to take care of them as well. So all these emails are included with every single Branning bundle. Referrals is such a huge way to grow your business. Yes, leads, yes, your website, like we showed with Frank, but Frank knows a whole bunch of people too. And hopefully Frank talks, hopefully Frank reads this and he's like, you know what? Hurley was amazing. Of course. I know a few people. We were just talking, me and my friends, we were just talking about insurance last week. I'm going to pass them on. Now, some of you, your action step is actually to go in and tag a bunch of your active clients. You have just gotten Agent CRM, but you've got 6 months of clients who you're like, I could probably actually drum up some interest right now. Quick win strategies, we cover this as well, but using the referral request today, like right after this video, blasting your recent contacts, your recent clients, and just trying to see what could I do through this automation. Yeah. That's the next step is request. We just sold them. We're going to request a referral. And it does it actually 6 months later as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 days after sale. And then again, 6 months later, just because we want that to kind of be a repeat reminder. We don't want to harass them too much, but we do want to see, just probing what kind of interest is out there. And then cross-sell. Talk to us about cross-sells, Alex.
Yeah. One of the things that I had to learn the hard way is that the most difficult sale to make is the first sale. The easiest sale in your life is usually the second sale to the same person, because there are so many barriers that people have in that first sale. They don't know Alex. They don't trust Alex. They don't respect Alex yet. But then they go through the process of buying something from Alex and they go, hey, Alex is a nice guy. He fulfills his promises. Like, I can work with him. He's a great communicator, whatever, right? So now the next time I say, you know what, like, Frank, I helped you with your auto insurance. I have a couple other ways that I can serve and support your family. I really believe in life insurance. And then I tell him about life insurance and I encourage him to set up a call with me. Well, if I had just started with life insurance, then now Frank has to get to know me, like me, trust me before I can really dive into the benefits of life insurance. But Frank knows me, likes me, trusts me. He's already bought with me, which is a huge barrier. So now I'm like, hey, Frank, here's some other ways that I can serve and support you. And I talked about life insurance and I worked to get him on the phone. There's a lot of business in your list from people who know you, like you, and trust you, and they don't know that you offer these other products. So inside of the PNC bundle, we've got two. We got life insurance, and we got long-term care. And so we have those set up and ready to go. They are on draft, which means you have to go in there, you have to turn it on so that those emails get sent. Now, the reason why we turn it in draft is because I don't know what you actually sell and how you support your clients. So I made assumptions and I need you to go in there and then make sure that, it's good and that, it's turned on and ready to go. Also, make sure that before you turn on life insurance and long-term care, that you've updated the customizer with those good calendar links so that the links in the emails work. So we've written them out. I'm super proud of them. They just need you to give them a quick review and then make sure that you've plugged in the values. So
I'm thinking, Alex, we should do a full session on modifying cross-sell campaigns. I think that would be a neat one to cover because these ones work automatically after a sale once you've published them. But like Alex mentioned, we don't know what your preferred one is. We have taken some polls on our Facebook group. If you're not on the Facebook group, join and share your feedback, ask questions. So we have done the best we can, but every agent is going to be different, of course. So these assets, everything I've shown you so far is fully modifiable. We're not at all like stingy. We don't lock anything down. It's all yours. You get the assets. You can Frankenstein it if you want. Like you can turn this into a whatever type of insurance. If you don't see a bundle that's yours, you can fully modify everything we provide you. But specifically the cross sells, that might need a little bit more of your love and attention. But let's jump to final step here, renewal. Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you are in front of people when it comes time for them to renew, because when I read a stat, I forget the numbers. But I read a stat that says that I think it's 40% of people that buy a property and casualty policy, whether it's home or auto, switch agents after 2 years. Like it's a huge amount, which means half the business is walking out the door within 2 years, which is crazy. And a related stat, which I think is really important, is that over 80% of insurance clients do not feel appreciated by their agent. Now, what does that mean? What does feel appreciated mean? Feel appreciated is a feeling. It's not, of course you value your clients. Of course you are looking out for their best interest. But if they don't hear from you, if they don't know that you actually care, then the assumption is that Alex has forgotten me and Alex doesn't care about me after he made the sale. That's the assumption. So it's important to get out in front of these conversations and to let them know, hey, I remember, it's been 11 months. I remember it's time for us to go over your policy and make sure that you've got the very best one in place. So we built this out for you. It's all set up and ready to rock and roll. It pushes them to your calendar. It gets you in front of your clients that, again, they already know, like, and trust you. So now it's just a matter of getting them on the phone and going over their policy and making sure that they're in the right spot. So it's very important to do this. And we have really gone above and beyond and set it up so that it's already set up for you. So you just got to turn it on. Actually, it's already turned on. So you just got to make sure you mark it as sale made, and then we do the rest.
Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of the big picture, and we're right on time here. But I hope that's a good illustration to show you, one, what's included, what is a Branning bundle, but also to follow the progression of Frank Smith from website all the way to 1 year renewal of policy. The behind the scenes, all of these assets are taking care of your clients, taking care of your leads, and when used effectively, I mean, even something as simple as a referral request campaign, even if you neglected to use any other asset you provide, what could one of these assets on their own do to increase your retention, increase your sales, increase, like some of you, even just having an appointment reminder campaign is going to be a game changer for your show rate. So we're right at time here. Are there any questions? I've not seen too much in the chat so far. See a few pop up now. Anything that we need to tie up to end this well?
Yeah. Well,
Eddie says, thanks.
Sebastian, Zara, yeah, let us know if there's any questions that you have. I know, Sebastian, you want us to look at your account. I'm going to make sure that my team reaches out to schedule a consultation with you so we can review it and help you out. But Zara, Eddie, Sebastian, any other questions or notes? Feel free to unmute yourself and fire away.
Yeah, I'm seeing here from Sebastian. What do you guys think the best way to go about updating existing pipelines or updating pipelines of existing pipelines that are already configured that don't send automations? Blah, blah, blah. Facebook ads running half the time.
Yeah, maybe like a long run-on sentence. I used to get in trouble in like school for writing way too much, you know. But ultimately, yeah, I have a lot of things in place that are already there. And, you know, just watching this, I have things written down on my whiteboard. I need to set up a marketing campaign. Like for me to go in there and kind of create it, I need to set up automations for like once it's a sale made. But I see like watching this, you guys already have that, you know, the blueprint, it's already there. So I need to figure out, you know, my thing is just not knowing the tech. So I kind of clean my stuff that I have and just put in this and then just have it to where it's working, you know, for me. Versus I feel like I'm playing catch up with my, you know what I mean? So it's just
100%
cleaning things up, you know what I mean? I think it's a lot of that.
Yeah, I would suggest, like, if you've got language that's worked for you, I would suggest using our bundle and then just replacing our language with yours. Like, you might have some killer content that's really getting great results, but funneling people into this bundle, like if you have new leads, just start using one of them. You may have your old clients where you're like, you know what, it's going to take me too much time to back clean up. I'm just going to start today and start using the bundle moving forward. It won't be 100% accurate, but it will be like me starting to get value. Yeah. Or the other option is to work with someone on our team and have them spend a little bit more time doing some data cleanup. We had someone last week where they were on the call and they're like, oh my goodness, my data is a mess. And I can't, I'm like,
that's what I feel like.
Rat's nest of data.
Stuff. Yeah.
We need, Alex, we need to do like a full on data recovery center, or not recovery. Like I'm thinking like rehabilitation, data rehabilitation services.
Yeah. Data rehabilitation. Yeah. It's almost like we need to do like a doctor's visit for your data. Show us your data. We'll give you the prescription.
Let's
you guys have everything built out
in the Zoom chat. So there is a link to connect with Cheyenne or Bob. They'll talk to you about options. It is year end right now as of this video, so there's still some killer one-on-one help deals that we've got going on. Oh, I had my text to speech going. Were you able to hear what I just shared?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, some one-on-one deals. There's a one-time offer to ask Cheyenne or Bob about for one-on-one time. But like, let's say, what is the 10-hour package? It might be $600 for 10 hours of help. I think we did it. Anyways, whatever it is, if you sold 1 or 2 more policies because of the result of getting some actions through it, that would definitely cover the cost. So some people, it's like the cost versus benefits, like see the promised land on the other side of glistening. We're doing this ourselves behind the scenes, full transparency. We are investing a ton to get clean data. So hopefully that helps.
It's
Jump
just so
on.
important because none of the automations in AI work well without clean data. So, if you don't have clean data, then your system doesn't know what to do with the prospect or client. So that was one of the things that we were struggling with. So we're cleaning it up on our side, and we recommend people kind of, follow our lead and just clean up the data. Because once the data is clean, oh my goodness, like now we're able to send super pinpointed messages to people who are like in the onboarding process. We're able to send super pinpointed messages to people who have been with Agent CRM for 3 months or longer. Like we just have a really good data set so that we can speak directly to where our clients are at. And for those that, maybe left before we had the branding bundle, we can say, hey, we got some cool new stuff for you. So for you as the insurance and the insurance agent, I know you're not selling software, but think of it like, hey, I sold someone an auto policy 2 years ago. I should let me follow up with that person. Let me make sure that I have good data here so that I know when they purchase and then what they purchase. And then I can, put them on a call list and just hit them up. And now I've got everything right in front of me, And so I was talking to a client right before. I'll get nerdy about this for a second. And I'm not going to give away any information here, but I was talking to a client before, and they're setting up a campaign, and they're calling people that they sold a term life policy to 8 years ago, and they're calling them to sell them a permanent life insurance policy, right? And so they were sharing some of their numbers just by having data that gives them, okay, this person bought this term with this, premium amount 8 years ago. They're able to call them up and sell them a permanent life insurance policy, trying to keep the premiums as close as possible. They are absolutely killing it right now. I mean, the amount of sales that they're able to make is crazy. Why are they able to make the sales? Because they have the data right in front of them. They know the person wants life insurance. They want to keep life insurance. They want to keep spending at the same budget, but now they're able to transition them into a better product for them and their needs. Data. It comes down to data, being able to see it right in front of your face and go, here's how I can serve and support this client into the next stage of their life.
Yep. Good stuff. Thank you guys for joining.
Can I drop a quick question, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah. What's up, man?
How would you guys word? I think you guys kind of capture what I want to do, but when I get on the hour, because I have a couple hours left of done for you. And I feel like I just don't know what to ask. You know what I mean? Like, how do you, this is what I want done, but I don't know how to explain it. And it's just like, I don't feel like the hours are too productive. So I think like you guys get what I want to do. And it's just recreate it, just start fresh with the bundles. So that way we can kind of get everything started into, hey, let's drop it in. This is my clients. And then let's drop in the ads when they come in. We can kind of start using that. So just say, hey, remove everything. Let's start fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be a great way of saying it. I would say I've been using Agent CRM for a bit. I have not been using the branding bundles. Help me to move my existing contacts into the right place in the bundle. Help me clean up my data so I can start using the branding bundles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what we'll do as well is we'll give our team a little heads up that there's likely a lot more people like you. The bundles came out in September, and we've released more industry-specific ones, but there's still a need to migrate into the bundles. New users, that's all they ever know of Agent CRM because the bundles were out when they signed up. But for people who've been a bit longer, it's like, we'll let our team know what you're looking for. Yeah. And actually, let's send you in the Zoom chat what I can do. I will look for your booking, and I will tell whoever you're with. I'll tell whoever you're going to be booked with what you're looking for. Let's just punch that in.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, there's the booking link. and I'll keep an eye out for you. We got lots of availability. So, all right. Let's wrap that up for today because we're over. We'll probably trim up the end, but thank you guys so much for joining us, and definitely keep joining, keep asking those questions, and chipping away one piece at a time.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.